Look, respect my mind, you can't control the light.
The light is I unite.
Problems in heaven. The conflict of evil can never be resolved if the masses indulge in delusions within religious dogma, lore, and New Age concepts promoting many versions of false light constructs. The purpose of these constructs is to keep the masses ignorant to the nature of this 3D reality, where souls are imprisoned by deities who fashion this material world. The only thing real here is that thing inside of humans which is connected to Source. The internal battle is real, and the Chief Archon feeds on human deficiencies he manufactured in order to keep as many souls bound to this imitation of reality as possible. Which brings me to the heavenly realms humans pursue in this dream world. After a life of physical and spiritual servitude comes the great promise of paradise. You submit totally to this deity, it doesn't matter which one, they're all false gods. You prove to be in favor of the deity to be his puppet. You spend a lifetime in this false heavenly realm to eventually die and do it all over again from another time and version of consciousness. With the knowledge of good and evil, it teaches that the internal conflict of yin and yang is a happening without us will. There is no escaping law regardless of what false reality is created for you or you create for yourself or others. The truth always penetrates through the veil. Perhaps you eat enough from this tree of good and evil and you're opened up to what's been hidden. Illuminated and exposed, there is no hiding from the imposter you once revered. You can clearly see deceit disguised as truth. With this knowledge you bear a deep burden. You see why the tech felt it was better you dwell in ignorance. He is described as the just one for a reason. Like a blind man who is viewing the depths of reality for the first time, the spirit is incarnated again, but this time viewing your state as is. You see the database surrounded by the ruins of what seems to be a previously inhabited planet, but now the dwelling place of the mentally dead. The perfect location for the design of the host of souls he occupies. This dimension you find yourself in is nothing like the paradise you woke up in when you arrived. You are still within the will of life. This new world you suddenly occupy in many ways is very different than this one, yet you are still not free. In some ways your condition is worse than before because now you know it wasn't as easy as fate and worse that would get you to the promised land. The emotional trauma you experience knowing it's back to the grind after previously being in what you thought was heaven proves to be worse than having to defend yourself against whoever this architect is, assuming you got away before his minions get you in their grasp. Not to mention you're in some wasteland dimension with no way out, with non-human, animal-like creatures at every turn and a roller coaster ride ahead of you. The truth about our condition is much more complex than escaping to a fake paradise where you live for eternity. You have to totally detach from everything you value here, even family and friends at times, especially them, a matter of fact. They keep you emotionally invested in this illusion as you try to keep up with the social status of those within the hive. Family and friends are the excuse for those sorts. That's by design. Everybody around you is a potential threat to voluntarily or involuntarily feed off of you if they have any allegiances with any of the industries, organizations, religions, or any hierarchy, especially so-called spirituality, because in the end, it's all rooted in endless vampirism. The truth about this reality is far more sinister than you could ever truly imagine. Finding real truth means stripping yourself down, deconstructing everything you hold near, obliterating the lies you were taught and tell yourselves to make sense of this, and building yourself up just to do it again and again until there's nothing to let go of illusions because you remain neutral. Let go of physical and emotional attachments. Understand that death here is liberation for the soul because you never truly live while here. All you do is sustain, feeding off of other life forms so you can avoid the inevitable. You are living out an idea, a concept infecting your mental faculties. Most will die protecting comfortable lives. The truth shall reign. Insecure little men, you're not much different than that primitive species evolved, crawling around on your hind limbs, as territorial as ever, with Prada bags and fast toys. All I see is little puppies, an animal like chimera, a beast, a wannabe version of an intelligent race. I'm disgusted by this dirty little speck. It's his arrogance. The fact they put clothes on it is comical. What gives you the right morality? You could never be at the center of the universe. You should stay in your place. The audacity of the human ruling class, or maybe it's iron validating the nature of this species. Some are soul beings in a human shell. Others are just a beast shell operating in cohesion with the design here. They are incapable of empathy. The design is comparable to a zombie operating on instinct, or simply the animal kingdom and the circle of life. Nothing beyond this realm is even considered by the dead race. Truth is,